I've got it set up. So normally let's see. So normally you would use this application only in the scenario where the students have computers. So let's say in the IT room, okay? That will be really the only use case scenario for it, as it requires for the students to have the device. Otherwise it's useless, okay? So it's made for classroom management, okay? So in this case, for example, this will be installed in the PC of the user, of the teacher, for example. The teacher version, which is this one, will be installed on the PC of the teacher or on the panel, wherever they want to install it. I mean, normally it makes more sense in the PC of the teacher. If they have it connected to the panel, then that's good. If not, it doesn't matter. It's just an external application which will allow you to control the devices of the students. So here we have this laptop connected to it as a student. So the student would have the student version of the program installed on their laptop or on the computer. So for example, in your IT room, you would install in all the computers that for students, you will install the student version, and in the teacher's computer, you will install the teacher's version. Okay, so what can you do with this software? Basically is command and control, okay? So you would go here, for example, to Gilbert, and now we can get a preview of what the student is doing, okay? In real time. So anything that happens here, the student moves, you will be able to see in real time what's happening in the system. So if they're doing something that they shouldn't do, then you can know what's happening. You can also change from monitor, you can change to control student. Okay, and now anything you can grab from the computer and move it. So then you have, for example, here, boop, you can launch the software. If they want some help, if they need some help with anything, you can help them directly. The student has tools to ask for help. So if you see up here, they have what is called, give me 1 second, here once the software launches. Okay, it's launching still. But anyway, you have things as the control, you have the monitor only, which only you will be able to view. So no matter anything that you do, you cannot touch, okay? You will not be able to control the device of the student. If you need to control, you change to control student. And it will give the notification to the student that says you're under control by the teacher, okay? And then basically they can see what's happening, okay?
It's like any desk?
Yeah, basically works like any desk, yeah. Here the student has a toolbar up top that they can use for example, to raise their hand. It means that you will get a notification that that student needs assistance, okay? And then you can jump into the computer to help them. They can also send a message to the teacher, remote message, and they can write here, for example, okay, this is why it's not working. Basically, when it's under control by the teacher, the student cannot do anything. So they lose control completely of the laptop. So then if we take away this control, then the student can write again. So they can write, for example, I need help. Boom. And you just got a notification from the student. So it says, Gilbert, say I need help. Great. So then you can go and help him, okay? They can also, if we change to control, they can also go file distribution. So they can submit a file. So let's say they have been working on an assignment, or they have been working on a PowerPoint that they need to submit, or something on class, a Word document, anything. You can basically just click on File, Submit File, and then you can add a new file here. You select from the desktop which file you want to load. Let's just do something for demonstration purposes. So let's submit this one. I don't even know what it is, but let's do OK. Pending. And once it changes, I believe actually we can just submit it. Boop. Process the student request. Then you would go here, and you would get the request of the student that is wanting to submit a file, okay? And then you would go accept all, great. And then you have open submitted files. Gilbert, it will go by the name of the student. And here you have this file that we just submitted from this laptop. As you see, the file transferring is quite quickly. So this also is a very useful function when you want to, when the student needs to submit any kind of paper. It's quite helpful. You can also block this function if you don't want any students to submit any files. You can block anything. So basically, you're controlling the students. So that's why it's called classroom management, because you're managing your whole classroom. Of course, now it looks quite simple because we only have one device connected. But when you have 30 or when you have 15, then you will see that it becomes a bit overwhelming sometimes as well. But anyway, we have as well, when you go to the first part here, and you will go, for example, to student demonstration, you can do demo to all students. And then this will not only be replicated here, but also in the other screens of the students. So everybody in the network will be able to see what's happening on this student's device. Okay, so let's go back. You can also do screen broadcast, boom, which means that now all the students will be able to see the teacher's screen when they're doing an explanation. So now we have here, we have the laptop with basically seeing what's happening in the board, as you can see, in real time, okay? So this is the screen broadcast function, quite simple, works very well. And we can just go back to the, here, okay? And stop the screen broadcast. Now, other things that you can do, interactive whiteboard. Here, let's say you want to collaborate with one of the students and you want them to also be able to write. So here, for example, you see that a window has been opened in the laptop. It looks quite simple. It's basically just a blank window. And the student cannot do anything until they have permission to do so. So first, the teacher can select the brush. So let's say they do 1 + 1 equals. And then you can go share. Okay. Sorry, not share. Here, share. Give me just 1 second. Will be new. Where was the code draw? Oh, here. Sorry, draw. Here's to draw individually. And then you will open the student. 1 second. There's 2 versions of this software. There's one version on the Android side, which is the one I'm most used to. I wanted to show you that, but unfortunately the network settings are not allowing me to do so. And the Android side is much more simple than this one actually, but it doesn't allow me to, okay, maybe share now. Okay, now. So now we have the sharing the screen, and you should be able to select the card draw, which I'm not sure why it's not letting me. Let's go here. Okay, here, card draw, sorry. So now we should have the card draw feature, and now the student can also write from the laptop. I even wrote 1, it's 2. Anyway, there you go. So you can write, the student gets the option to also write on the board from their spot, okay? Anything to do code drawing is simple, as you can see. And it works mostly when you want to basically just explain something to the student and they need to put some feedback on it as well, some content. You can use the card draw function, okay? Quite simple. Remote command. Okay, so open website. Let's say you do, let's load a website. Let's do here Google. Okay, this is the name, and then www.google.com. Okay, you do okay, you will get Google here. You tap it, and then you can do launch remotely. Boom, and Google opened on the student's device. Okay, this will happen in all the students connected. So if you want them to go to a specific website, you can basically just launch it from your computer and you can bring the students all to that website, okay? Quite simple. Now, other remote commands, for example, remote settings, you can basically just select the options of the remote transmission. So you would go here in Windows, you have the network settings. Okay, this is basically more technical. Display, desktop, network, etc. This is mostly everything just technical in regards of the transmission, okay? So this is something that normally the default settings will be more than enough to do everything that you need to do. Remote command, and then you can do, for example, shut down. So let's see. We can do here, for example, shut down student PC. It will be the teacher will shut down your computer. And then if we do shut down, okay, the computer will shut down. We will do this at the end, just so that after I finish the whole thing, just so that we don't have to go back to it and turn it on. You can reboot. If there's a problem with the PC, if there's something happening, you just go and reboot the whole PC of the student. You can select student by student if you don't want to reboot everybody's PC, of course. And you can do it this way. You can close an application. So let's say we do OK. And 1 second, once it loads. Remote command, application, then force close without prompt. Okay, so then it closed basically the applications opened on the laptop of the student. Okay, you can go to chat. You can start a group chat with different students. You can bring different students into that group. So if there is students doing co-working, let's say in groups, then they can make their own group. The teacher will always be in those groups to know what's happening. Or you can just make a group for the whole chat of the whole class so that everybody can take part on that group chat. Okay, so group teaching, basically it allows you to set up kind of little groups to do different settings. So you could apply the remote settings to those different groups, etc. And other remote settings to other different groups. Depends if people inside the same class, they are in different parts of learning, for example. Stages.